Hi guys, and welcome to classic rock and country music facts and trivia. I'm going to stick with a little bit easier stuff before we head back to some more rock and roll. And I'm just going to split it all up and let the chips fall where they may. And the information almost fell to the ground there. Anyway, today's video is by request. 10 fascinating facts about rock and roll legend, Mr. Buddy Holly. Buddy Holly opened for Elvis Presley. By the time he was in high school, Buddy Holly was playing guitar. In 1953, when he was only 17, he was playing regularly on radio in country and western duo Buddy and Bob. Bob was Bob Montgomery, a friend from elementary school. On February 13, 1955, at the Fair Park Coliseum in Lubbock, Buddy and Bob opened up for Elvis Presley, with Holly borrowing Elvis's Martin guitar for the occasion. The pair would open for Presley twice more that year. Peggy Sue was originally Cindy Lou. The single, released on September 20th of 1957, first carried the moniker of Holly's niece, Cindy Lou Cater, but Jay Allison, a Crickets drummer who co-wrote the song with Holly and Norman Petty, prevailed upon the others to name it after his girlfriend, Peggy Sue Garren. Happy ending, Allison and Peggy Sue got married. Unhappy, divorced in '65. Rock and roll as we know it would not exist without Buddy Holly. The source of the above quote is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which should know. But their opinion is widely varied. Bruce Eder, writing in allmusic.com, called Holly the single most influential creative force in early rock and roll. In 2011, Rolling Stone ranked him 13th on its list of the 100 greatest artists of all time. Extraordinary, especially when you consider that he died at the age of 22 after a recording career that lasted less than 2 years. He only had one #1 hit. It's hard to imagine because so many Buddy Holly singles are classics, but only one topped the U.S. charts. That'll Be the Day in 1957. If not for Buddy Holly's band, the Crickets, there would be no Beatles. John Paul, George, and Stu Sutcliffe, who played bass for the band during the Hamburg days, were all huge Buddy Holly fans. When trying to come up with a new name for the band, the Quarrymen, their original name after the school they went to, was growing long in the tooth. They thought of the Crickets, then Insects, then Beatles, then eventually, after several variations as a pun, Beatles spelt with an A. It was beat and then Beatles. And when you said it, people thought of crawly things, and when you read it, it was beat music, John Lennon explained in '64. He turned down Ed Sullivan. Well, the third time at least. In '57 and '58, Holly and the Crickets were workaholics on the fast track, touring constantly and recording whenever they had a chance. They played on Ed Sullivan's popular variety show twice, but before the latter appearance, had a disagreement with Sullivan, who said they couldn't play Old Boy, thought it was too rowdy. They played it anyway with great success. When they were invited back to play the TV marquee again, Buddy told Sullivan's people to forget it. The Lubbock boys didn't need him anymore. Buddy Holly's glasses made him a fashion trendsetter. When Holly started out, he wore nondescript plastic and wireframe glasses, but his eye doctor, inspired by Phil Silver's character Sergeant Bilko, convinced him to switch to horn-rim models. These would soon become popularized as Buddy Holly glasses. It's Buddy's perception that the glasses helped make him. His optometrist, Dr. J. Davis Armstead, said he was really pleased. Buddy Holly was the prototypical singer-songwriter. Before Holly came along, pop music performance and songwriters were, for the most part, separate businesses. Composers crafted tunes in places like New York's Brill Building, and performers picked from among those songs to record and sing in concert. But Holly and the Crickets wrote most of their own material, which didn't go unnoticed by the next generation of rock and rollers. Buddy Holly discovered Waylon Jennings. Holly and Jennings had met in Lubbock, Texas, in their hometown, and Holly took Jennings under his wing. Among other things, Holly set up Jennings' first recording session and played guitar on 2 songs laid down that day, Joe Blonde and When Sin Stops, Love Begins. After the Crickets broke up in late 1958, Holly recruited guitarist Tommy Alsop, drummer Carl Bunch, and Jennings to form his new band. Jennings played electric bass. The Widowed Bride, referenced by Don McLean's American Pie, was Buddy Holly's wife. Don McLean's 1971 classic is all about the fateful plane crash In the third verse, he sings, I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride. The bride was Maria Elena Holly. She was Santiago, who Buddy wed just 2 weeks after meeting her at a music publisher in New York where she worked. She was pregnant when he died, but suffered a miscarriage a few days later. Santiago Holly will still controls much of the continuing business related to Holly's music, but doesn't own the songs. They're held by Paul McCartney. I still think that's so wrong that copyright can run out and someone can just buy it. I just don't think. I mean, Paul McCartney was a big fan, and but still, I just don't. I don't like that. I don't think it's right. My opinion. What do you guys think? Keep those comments coming. Let me know what you want to see. You guys, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please like this video. Have a great day. God bless you, and I'm praying for you.